Unsolved.
Zodiac Killer Case, Back to Lake Herman Road, Part 2. The facts and the witness statements pretty much zero in the time of the murder of David and Betty to be about 11:12 p.m. on December 20th, 1968. So I made this little outline to kind of give an idea what took place that night. And this video is going to pick up where the last video left off, starting with Stella arriving at the crime scene. And again, the dates are the dates when the police interviewed the different witnesses. On December 24th, 1968, at 11:25 a.m., the Sheriff's Department spoke to Stella again. She said that she returned from Oakland at approximately 10:50, and her mother called her on the telephone to pick up her son, who was in Benicia. And she glanced at the clock in the kitchen, and she believes it was 11:10. And she drove the 2 7/10 miles to the scene of the crime, and she estimated the time between 11:14 and 11:15 p.m. And she said that she did not see any cars on the road going in either direction. Stella observed the boy lying on the ground and the girl lying on the ground, and then she raced off going 60 or 70 miles an hour en route to Benicia, where she reported this to the police. December 24th, 1968, at 12:20 p.m., the sheriff spoke to James Owen a second time about what he witnessed. James states as he went by the scene where the crime had occurred, he definitely saw 2 cars, a station wagon and another vehicle parked approximately 3 or 4 feet to the right of the station wagon. He did not see anyone in the cars or around them. He stated as he traveled approximately 1/4 of a mile beyond, he heard a gunshot. James stated he left his home at 11 p.m. March 22nd, 1969, at 5:20 p.m., the police spoke to Homer Yore. Homer said between 11 and 11:20 p.m., he was going west on Lake Herman Road. He turned into the road going to Marshall Ranch to turn around. He saw approximately 30 feet inside the road from the gate a red pickup truck that had white wooden sides. A man by the truck shined his flashlight into the Yore car. Peggy, who was sitting in the front seat of the passenger side, said, "There's a man with a gun. Let's get out of here." Homer states his wife did not say anything to the man with the gun. Homer states he had a .38 Special on the rear seat of his car, and it was unloaded, and he had the shells in his pocket. The same day, March 22nd, 1969, at 7:15 p.m., Peggy spoke with the police again to give her statement. Peggy stated when they were returning from Sacramento, they exited Lake Herman Road heading west, and because Homer wanted to see some pipelines on the road. And when they went by the turnout, she noticed the Rambler station wagon parked there, and the male and the female sitting in the front seat. Then they continued on heading down the hill and turned into the driveway going into Marshall Ranch so they could turn around. She saw a tall, white male, adult, approximately 28 years old, dressed in dark clothing, standing by the gate on her husband's side of the car. He had a gun in his hand. It was a long barrel. A red pickup with white wooden sides was parked about 40 feet ahead of their car. She stated the man did not say anything or point the gun at the car. He just kept staring at her. They turned around and headed east on Lake Herman Road. She stated the station wagon was still parked in the same spot. The point that I wanted to make in this video is, if Stella left her home at 11:10 p.m. and took 5 minutes to reach the turnout and see David and Betty's lifeless bodies lying on the ground, then doesn't that imply that the Zodiac Killer did not head west on Lake Herman Road when he left the scene of the crime? Stella stated that she did not see any other cars. She would remember because she raced to the police that night to report this. And we know that Robert Kennelly and Frank Gasser did not travel west because they said they went east to Frank Gasser's ranch after the raccoon hunting that night. Well, this ends this episode of Unsolved. And I'm getting to the point where I'm pretty much convinced that the Zodiac Killer is one of the Raccoon Hunters. There's really no other option. Anyway, I'll see you next weekend. See ya.